In this video we are going to look at factors which affect the shape of hydrographs by looking at two small rivers which experience the same rainfall event, Austwick Beck and Clapham Beck. This is a bit of a geography classic. The two rivers have both featured in textbooks and GCSE and A-level questions over the years. Austwick Beck and Clapham Beck have their sources within a few kilometres of one another in the Yorkshire Dales. They join south of Clapham, becoming the River Wenning. A hydrograph is a graph which shows the discharge of a river related to precipitation over a period of time. Given that the two rivers experience the same rainfall event, why are their hydrographs so different? Austwick Beck's hydrograph is what is called flashy, whereas Clapham Beck's hydrograph is gentle. There is a video on this channel if you would like to know more about the features of hydrographs. River discharge is the quantity of water that passes a point on a stream or riverbank within a given period of time. One factor affecting discharge, and therefore the shape of hydrographs, is rainfall intensity. Of course, in this example, both rivers experience the same rainfall event, but heavy rainfall will extenuate the differences in discharge resulting from other factors. In the same way, antecedent rainfall will affect discharge. Antecedent rainfall refers to precipitation in the period preceding a storm event. Several weeks of prolonged heavy rainfall will mean that a drainage basin reaches saturation capacity very quickly after a storm event. Again, it can extenuate differences in discharge caused by other factors. Relief is the height and shape of the land. The steeper the basin, the more quickly it drains. Both rivers have steep long profiles and drainage basins which extend up the slopes of Ingleborough Hill. Clapham Beck flows in a narrower channel compared to Austwick Beck. Austwick Beck has a wider basin. A drainage basin is the area of land drained by a river and its tributaries, and is frequently referred to as a river catchment. Large basins receive more precipitation than smaller basins. Therefore, they have larger runoff. A circular-shaped drainage basin leads to rapid drainage, whereas a long drainage basin will take time for the water to reach the river. Indented landscapes will collect water and reduce runoff, reducing the amount of water reaching the river channel. Austwick Beck's catchment area is over 23 square kilometres, whilst Clapham Beck's catchment area is smaller at just under 13 square kilometres. Drainage density is the total length of streams in a drainage basin divided by the area of the basin. Austwick Beck has a higher drainage density. There are more tributaries for Austwick Beck, and this will increase the speed at which the water reaches the main river. Soil moisture is another factor to consider. Soil moisture is the water stored in the soil. How well soil can absorb water, how well soil can store moisture, and how quickly the water is lost or used will affect discharge. Although this factor is strongly determined by the proportions of clay, sand and silt, good soil management also plays a critical role. We must take into account the way in which the land is used. There is more woodland in the drainage basin of Clapham Beck. This will intercept the rain. The trees will use some of the water that soaks in, thus reducing the water available for surface runoff. Agriculture is a factor. There is a greater amount of pasture land around Austwick Beck compared with Clapham Beck. In heavy rainfall, this can allow soil and water to flush into rivers. Urbanisation has significant impact upon river discharge. Areas that have been urbanised result in an increase in the use of impermeable building materials. This means infiltration levels decrease and surface runoff increases. This leads to a short lag time and an increase in peak discharge. Neither Clapham Beck or Austwick Beck has been significantly modified by people, although the man-made lake on a section of Clapham Beck will act as a store of water and may affect discharge lower down the watercourse. Rock type and permeability is undoubtedly one of the main factors in the differences in discharge of Clapham Beck and Austwick Beck. Clapham Beck flows over permeable rock, in contrast to Austwick Beck, where the rock is impermeable. Thus, water will be able to soak into the ground, decreasing the speed at which water flows to the river, in contrast to the rapid overland flow experienced at Austwick Beck. Early in its course, Clapham Beck, known as Fell Beck at this stage, flows into the Gaping Gill system, which is one of the largest cave networks in the UK, providing extensive groundwater storage. The main chamber of Gaping Gill measures 129 metres long, 31 metres high and 25 metres wide. Fell Beck falls 100 metres to the floor of the cavern before draining through to Ingleborough Cave. On one weekend in May each year, it is possible to be lowered down into Gaping Gill, but you must get up early and join the queues. Let's review the factors that affect river discharge. There is rainfall intensity, antecedent rainfall, relief, basin size, drainage density, soil moisture, land use including urbanisation, deforestation, afforestation and agriculture, and rock type and permeability. Check out the other river videos on the Geography Juice channel. Thank you for watching.